Yo, what is good, boys? It's your boy Lad, and today I'm back with another video. And today I'm pretty much not gonna be doing like a gameplay video. Today's gonna be more of a little bit of a yapping kind of video where I'm pretty much gonna be discussing all the things that One Piece Binary Rush can probably change in the game, or something new that they can implement in order to make the game more enjoyable, playable, and fun. Because right now, with all the different, you've probably seen a lot of YouTube videos about how the game is dying and how it's like on the decline right now, and I think definitely it is definitely going on a little bit of a downward trend. So I thought I'd just make this video in order to, kind of just raise my voice. I do have like a decent sized channel, so I thought, I could use that to go ahead and raise my voice and try to, obviously I don't think Tanapi or anyone from the OPBR dev team might be watching this, but I'm gonna still do it and still try and raise my voice and talk about the things that I feel can, I probably think that the game should change or implement something new that the game should implement. So without wasting too much time, let's get right into it. Alright, so pretty much I'm not going to be talking about like the down glitch and the 1,000 other glitches that this game already has. Like, those are not the fixes that I'm going to be talking about, like the easy ones that everyone already knows about. I'm going to be talking about like the small things that people normally don't really notice as much. And yeah, pretty much, already everyone knows about the down glitch and all the problems that it causes, the knockdown glitch, the dodge glitch, all that stuff, the Kizu glitches. We'll get to that maybe a little later, but for right now, we're going to be talking about the first point that I have here, and that is power creep. And I think Bandai should stop releasing like straight up broken ass characters. Like, we had Garp before, we had Kizu. Now Garp I think is not as broken, and you kind of need some brain cells to play him. And Kizu as well, he's super broken. You can literally just, sit at spawn, spam both your skills, and you'll get like end up with 10 KOs like magically, just without doing anything. So I think we need more characters like Shiryu, more characters like Lucci, Sabo, like more of these like characters that need a little bit of skill to be played. Even like Fujitora, and then even Nami now. Pretty much Nami just came out. People are still clowning on her, saying she's a useless runner. She's really bad. Same thing as when Fuji came out. Everyone started clowning on him, saying he was bad. I mean, I don't have Nami myself, but I can bet you 100% that Nami's going to be pretty good. Just give her a little bit of time, learn how to use her properly, and Nami will be 100% a good runner. And yeah, bro, that pretty much is the first point, is just stop making broken characters. Try to make this game a little bit more skill-based rather than just money-based or whale-based. Like, if you just spend more money on the game and get a broken character, you just do well in the game. It should not exactly be that way. Obviously, people who spend a lot of money on the game should have some kind of advantage. That's true, but at the same time, you want to make this game a little bit more skill-based as well, so it's enjoyable for everyone. Because the major player base is free to play, and only a few people, like a very small percentage of the player base is like, falling into the veil category. So I feel like definitely you want to go ahead and cater to the free to play players as well, and try to make the game a little bit more skill based by dropping fewer. I would not say just eliminate the broken characters, because I don't know, I don't think they're gonna do that, but I would say at least try to make fewer broken characters and make more skill-based characters, like I said before, Lucci, Sabo, Fujitora, Nami, Shiryu. These are all like skill-based characters. You actually need skill to play them. You can't just go in there and start fighting with them. Same with Kobe as well. The Honesty Impact Kobe. These are all good characters that I feel are really good in the meta right now, and you just need to play them well. You need good skill to play them. You need to think, and you need to properly play them properly according to their traits, and you will cook in the meta with them. All right, so pretty much the next point that I want to make, point number 2, is pretty much the aim mechanic of this game. I don't know why it is like this, but for some reason, even when I'm looking at a character directly head on, it still does not hit. If I'm hitting a skill, it does not hit the character. It just hits the walls next to me, or the random air that's like behind me or something. Like, I don't know why that's a thing. I think the Bandai, like the devs team, should actually go ahead and implement like this into the AI of every character, that if there's a character in front of you within a certain radius, then it should just automatically target that character, whether I'm looking in right or on the left direction, whichever direction I'm looking in, it should just automatically target the character that is in front of me, instead of randomly me hitting like the walls around me and hitting every single air particle that is around me. It should normally just go and target the character that's in front of me. I think that is something that they have to do. And yeah, that was a small issue that would get really annoying, especially on streams. You would see me, that would happen all the time, where I keep missing my skills because the aim, it just does not aim, just because I didn't target the character, and I just randomly just hitting all the walls around me. So yeah, that's point number 2. Point number 3 is this right here, the special training, the treadmill. It just takes way too long to get a character leveled up, bro. Like, you get like about, I think, 6 or 5 frags a day, and 6 if you consider like the cheers and stuff. Pretty much if you get cheers, you get 6 character frags a day, and 6 frags a day is not that much, bro. I'm not gonna lie, considering it takes what, 800 plus 400, 1200 frags to get a character up to level 100. That's like what, I don't even know the math for that, but that is like 7 to 8 months, I would assume. Somewhere around there. If anyone can do the math, sure, go ahead. Let me know how much time it takes exactly. I don't know the math, but I would estimate it to be easily more than 6 months at the very least. It has to be more than 6 months. It's kind of crazy. It takes so long. I would say at least reduce this, or give us some kind of like special training team boost or something, which we can get from like event missions and stuff. Like, you can just put some special training boosts that we could just get from like the missions over here, right? Just give us some event missions where if you win 10 matches, you get like an event training boost for 1 hour, which will boost your special training for 1 hour by twice the speed or something. Like, you can just do something like that, which will help free-to-play players. Of course, we got a super special training which you can buy and make it faster, but I feel it still takes like a long time. So I would think a mechanic like that would really help, where you could just like be like, okay, event missions, boom, win 10 matches, you pretty much get one training boost item, which will double the speed for an hour. And maybe you have different versions of it, where you can probably even put that in the shop and get people to buy that, where you can double the speed for 10 hours, say, and you can put that in the shop and you can earn more money from that, of course. So that's a win-win, I think, on both ends, where you can give like a free-to-play version of it, where you pretty much can double the speed for like an hour, 2 hours, and then you can keep like a paid version of it in the shop, where people can go and buy that. And in that way, I think it's a win-win for both of us. That's a way for you to make more money, and plus we'll get faster training times. It is obviously not going to be the fastest, but it's going to at least reduce it by a little bit, which I feel is going to be a lot better. And yeah, next point, pretty much, I don't even know which point this is. I think it's the 4th point. But yeah, pretty much next point is we need more buffs. Obviously, they're not going to be nerfing characters for obvious reasons, but at least we need more buffs, bro. Let's set a goal of maybe 1 character a month. I think that's a pretty good like timeline. I feel like at least do 1 character a month, because like these buffs that we got just now, it's pretty much, they made us wait, I think, 5 to 6 months. I think it was in like January when we got the Akainu, Soba Mask, Ace buffs, and then now we're getting the Zephyr and Bo Hancock and all those other buffs. And the buffs were decent. They're not the best, I'm not gonna lie. VV buff was kind of bad. Bo Hancock was okay-ish. Her skills are still like super close range, so I mean, the normals are really good. That's pretty much the only good part about Boa, is that her normals are really good, and the thing with her movement is that the movement is a little bit laggy, but if you saw Boa Hancock, like, her movement is kind of a little bit laggy. I'm not gonna lie, they should have made the movement a lot more smoother than that, but still, she's pretty good. She's still pretty good. And Vivi should have definitely got some kind of status notification of 80%, or maybe when she's above 50% HP, something like that. Like, not giving status notification to a runner in the big 2025 is kind of crazy. So I think they should just go back to the drawing board every single month and try to buff 1 character at the very least, because we have so many characters in the game, bro. We literally have so many characters in the game. There are like 300 plus characters in the game, and out of that, maybe 20 of them are playable, bro, which is kind of crazy. Look at the amount of characters this game has, bro. This game has so much potential, bro. If they would make every single one of these characters somewhat playable, obviously it's not going to be possible, but at least out of the 300, at least make 150, 200 of these characters somewhat playable. That would just make this game so much more fun, bro. I could just play so much more characters. The content creators of OPBR could just upload so much more gameplay. There would be so many more ideas, for content creators to upload more gameplays, and that way you're pretty much going to get free promotion for the game. Like, people like me and other content creators are just going to have so many more characters to make gameplays for. Right now we just have like maybe 10-15 characters that you can probably make gameplays for, and that's about it, bro. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you're pretty much getting like free promotion. Again, that's a win-win situation. We get more characters to play for ourselves, and plus, content creators are going to upload more gameplays of various more different characters, which is free promotion pretty much of the game for y'all, on Bandai. So I feel like that is definitely another thing that y'all can implement. Next point is definitely something that I've been talking about before, and that's pretty much implement a special like league battle or game mode that is only bounty fest only characters. So league battle, normally, as you can see, pretty much you can play any character. It's just EXs or any random ass character, bro. But I feel like we should have a game mode especially for only bounty fests and where no EXs are allowed to be played. Obviously, this is I think a little bit biased towards free-to-play players because most of the EX players are normally like the ones who spend money on the game, and they spend money on the game to go ahead and get EXs. But I feel like, you know, we definitely need some kind of different game mode that we can play on a regular basis. Obviously, we do have like CB and solo missions. And solo missions is not really a game mode, but it's just like bots that it's not even like it's not even fun to play. It's more like a grind that you have to just, oh, you need to go and do everything. You need to play this game like 100 times. So it's kind of like a boring thing. Solo missions, they could obviously do more, like they could probably make their bots better and make it close to like the level of a real player in like SS League, and make the bots like super good so they can get perfect dodges, they can time their skills perfectly and stuff. Obviously they can do that and make the bots a lot better, but and that will make solo battle a lot we can pretty much 1v1 bots who are like actually really good bots, and they can have levels for the bots and stuff and nice rewards, which we can maybe get character fragments or maybe rainbow diamonds or something when we defeat those bots. But definitely a new game mode, I would say, especially, maybe I'm a little biased here, but mainly tailored to a little bit of the free-to-play audience, free-to-play players. So yeah, that's pretty much the Bounty Fest only game mode, or some kind of like a solo game mode where they just make better bots, so it's kind of fun to play against the bots. And next up, bro, coming back to the glitches, I talked about it at the start of the video. Glitches, bro. Knockdown glitch, the dodge glitch, Kizaru glitches. They literally just did a big ass update. Okay, it doesn't, I think it's already out of the news feed, so I don't think we're gonna find it. But pretty much they just did a big ass update. If y'all remember, on Steam it was like a 416 MB download, like a huge ass download. And I don't really see Kizaru, like a lot of the Kizaru glitches were fixed, but I think there's a lot of them that are still prevalent, like to a large degree. And like I'm still getting hit when I'm using invincible skills, still getting hit when I'm downed. That's still like a thing that's happening. And I think they fixed a lot of glitches other than Kizaru as well. But I think Kizaru glitches in general, like Kizaru is just such a glitchy character in general, bro. Because like he's just so fast, bro. Like you can't even tell if like it's a hacker or actually, like it's so difficult to tell, bro. But like definitely Kizaru glitches are still a thing. They've definitely decreased quite a lot. Like I've definitely started seeing like very few of them every now and then, but they're still there in like a very small amount. So I'd definitely like to see those Kizaru glitches fixed as well. Alright, so the next point is pretty much coming back to the very first point I made about making the game more skill based, and I think this is more related to kind of like making the different classes counter each other, just like we have with the different elements. Like right here, yeah, right here pretty much we have the different elements. Red is strong against green, green is strong against blue. I think we should have this for like the attackers, runners, and defenders as well, where pretty much attackers do more damage to defenders, defenders do more damage to like runners, and then runners do more damage to attackers, or they're just good against attackers, or they take less damage from attackers, or something like that, where runners have or something like that, right? Where pretty much now attackers will also probably have like some kind of role in the game, because till now, bro, attackers have literally no role in the game. They just like KO people. That's about the best role they have, because defenders are supposed to defend flags, runners have the role of getting flags. Attackers don't exactly have a role, bro. They cannot defend flags properly. I mean, Kizaru obviously is an exception now, he's just way too broken, but they can't really defend flags properly, nor can they like get flags quickly, so they don't exactly have a role. So having that kind of a mechanic, just like how we have, the thing with the colors, I think this would also definitely help 100%. So yeah, it would be nice if they could like do the same thing with these three classes as well. And as you can see, it's just like saying high attack, KO people. That's about all attackers can do. Like they just KO people, bro. So I think having that would definitely help to balance the game a lot, give attackers some kind of a proper role in the game. And like, okay, all the attackers, you're normally mainly supposed to go after defenders so that your runners on the team can get the flag faster. So it will also kind of go into that more of like being a skill based thing, where your attackers have to actually do something. They have to play well and target the defenders more rather than runners or something. And yeah, that pretty much is what I said is to, mainly just make this game a little bit more skill based, make it more of a team based game, because it is a team based game. There's like 4 people right now. It's just like you have like he's like the only team, like it's not even team based anymore. That's the crazy part. Like literally all you need is like a Sabo or a Lucci or a Dark Roger or a Fujitora at the start of the game. He goes gets you mid flag, and then you just plonk down like a Zephyr or a Green Bull or like a Usopp or something on there, and then you're pretty much good for the game. Like if you have like someone like that on mid flag, and then you have Kizu's defending the back flags, on your team to back up the defender on mid, you're good, bro. There's literally no way you can lose the game, and that pretty much that's not team based at all, bro. So I think it would be so much more better if you could have some kind of system like that for attackers, defenders, and runners as well, where they pretty much balance each other out. I think a very good example of that was the previous meta at 6th anniversary with Garp, Sabo, and Kuzan. Each of those 3 could pretty much KO the other, but at the same time, they're not counters for each other. Garp was not a Sabo counter, Sabo was not a Garp counter. Kuzan could KO Garp, he could KO Sabo as well, but they were not counters for each other. I think that was probably the most balanced meta of all time. A lot of people say it's the most broken, it's this, it's that, but I think that was like the perfect representation of a meta. I think Sabo, Garp, and Kuzan. I think those were that was like the trio. Where they didn't really counter each other, but they could all like KO each other, and they could all defend against each other. They could hold their own against each other, and they were all like kind of like broken in their own way, but they still kind of like balanced each other out, and they balanced each of their classes out in a way. And I think having this kind of like a triangle with each being stronger against the other would definitely help make the game a lot more skill-based, team-based, and I would definitely, I think, take the game a long way. All right, next up is pretty much giving us those 10 free character pulls. I think it was this Shanks that had the 10 character pulls, where you got the first step as free, and the second step where you get the 10 guaranteed characters, 10 guaranteed 4-star characters. So I would say just give us more of those scouts on a lot, regular basis, like maybe once every week. It doesn't matter if it's anniversary or not, because anyways you're giving us like old bounty fests and old step up units, bro. So, and the best, in this game, with the recency bias that this game has, the best thing that an old step up or bounty fest can do is serve as a good support. That's pretty much the best it can do, bro. You can't really play old characters and expect to do well in league battles, so might as well just give us like some kind of like a 10 guaranteed like 4-star banner, right? At least we can build up some cola. Give us like the 10 rainbow diamonds, or make it 20, bro. Just take more rainbow diamonds, that's fine. Make it 20 rainbow diamonds and give us 10 guaranteed 4-star characters every week. Once every week, or maybe once every 2 weeks, or twice a month, something like that on a regular basis would definitely help us out quite a lot. So at least we can build up support, or we can at least get cola. And coming to cola, I think this is something that Pick Me Up mentioned in his video as well, is to give us something here that's worth value. Like as you can see, all I'm getting from here is like my bounty coins and the hyper boost orbs. Other than that, I'm not really touching anything, bro. Like I haven't really gotten any of the cola characters yet. Maybe I could get like Crocodile for the warlord support. Soul King might be, nah, he's not good anymore. He used to be good back then. He was pretty fun to use, but other than that, there's really nothing good in here. Maybe sometimes when I'm out of like attacker orbs or something, I might come here down to buy the attacker orbs once in a blue moon, or maybe these orbs when I'm out of them. Right now I got like a lot of them right now, but once in a blue moon when I'm out of these orbs, I might come here to buy them. But other than that, this doesn't really serve a good purpose. Maybe every season you give us something that we can look forward to over here. And we pretty much need to complete some kind of missions to unlock them. Like maybe you can give us gold frags, or maybe frags for a character, or maybe you give us rainbow diamonds in here, or you maybe give us something, bro, something of value that can help us improve the account. Make this cola exchange thing give us something useful from this cola exchange banner, bro. So I think that will definitely help us quite a lot. And yeah, that pretty much is it, bro. That was the yap session. I think it was quite long, not gonna lie, but I think these issues, bro, they're not exactly issues, but a lot of the things were new things that they could implement in the game as well. I feel like if they would implement this, it would definitely help a lot in making the game a lot more better. It will be a lot more beginner friendly to new players, and the new players come in. Obviously they've made it a lot more friendlier now with the new character missions, the newbie missions that they have for the new players. So you get a lot more You get the free egghead Luffy, Zoro, and egghead Sanji as well. Plus you get a lot of medals, a lot of rainbow diamonds, a lot of coins and boost orbs, and a lot of stuff, which is really nice. But yeah, I would say implementing these things would definitely take the game a long way forward. And let me know, guys, what y'all think about these points that I just mentioned here. And also, if I did not think of some other points that you probably thought of, let me know down in the comments of other things that y'all think we could implement in the game right here, make this game a lot better. Let me know down in the comments. And yeah, bro, that's pretty much it for the video. If y'all did enjoy the video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. Link to the Discord is down in the description box below, so go ahead, join the Discord, and I'm gonna catch y'all guys in the next one.